Some of the acts of violence and abuse in the porn industry include verbal and physical abuse on the set. I have been hit, spit on, penetrated everywhere you can imagine, told to sit still or pose still while every orifice of my body and hands are engaging 5 to 6 male performers.
Spitting, verbal abuse and vulgarity, and gratifying multiple people at the same time are certainly not that unusual for porn, so you're really not exposing anything by talking about them. Now, those practices are not featured in all forms of pornography, so it's unfair to say that those are regular practice at all porn sets. If anybody is forcing you to do something that you didn't agree to in a film, then your human rights are being violated, and those people who forced you to do that or made you to do that should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Now, the only ambient kind of statement you make is when you talk about hit. There's different kinds of hitting. You know, certain forms of slapping and spanking are understood practices within pornography, and things that indeed women and men, because of course men as potential victims don't seem to exist in your mind, but women and men may be into being on the giving or receiving end of. But I've never seen anybody be punched with a fist in pornography. Usually the fist is used for something else. But anyway, moving on.
And I've been totally humiliated on the set where they had to stop the scene and I didn't even know it was going on, and they had to wipe up feces.
Wiping up feces is what they would be doing if I was on the battlefield in a military engagement. But just because some people aren't cut out for certain types of work doesn't mean that other people have to give up those types of work. You were obviously not the sort of person that should be doing porn. You went, you first used your sexuality, from what I've learned watching some of your other videos and reading up on you, you first used your sexuality as an act of defiance after, in the wake of supposed sexual molestation. And from there, you made the mistake of predicating your self-esteem not on your own sexuality, but on the degree to which your sexuality was encouraged and accepted by other people, and making, from what I can tell, some very poor judgments about the types of people that are worth impressing with any aspect of your persona. You proceeded to fall in with the wrong crowd, and that is a very bad foundation to go into any kind of work endeavor.
I basically checked out and died. Porn star Jersey Jackson made this shocking statement about her experience in porn. Guys punching you in the face, you have semen all over your face, you get ripped. It's never ending. Porn star Reagan Starr describes in an interview with Talk magazine, while sex acts were performed on her, she was hit and choked until she couldn't breathe. Women are also forced into sex acts they did not agree to, including prostitution.
Okay, there's the punching thing. Again, I don't have any real response to that other than I've never seen it, and I've never, as far as I'm concerned, if they consent to do it, then it's their business. Just like boxers consent to get into the ring and punch one another and be punched. That's their choice and their consent. Now, what I would be totally opposed to is dropping, taking slaves and dropping them into a battle arena to fight to the death, like the Circus Maximus and that sort of thing. People have to be free to choose what is proper to their existence and their bodies. And again, for some people, it may be an incredibly negative experience, but for the people who are willing and able to do it and even enjoy doing it, that's their business. and your inability to understand that they may have come to the decision to do that by rational means does not constitute a right on your part to take away their rights. And
porn stars are prostitutes. We make a lot more money and do a lot less work. Okay? You can go to all over the internet and find their websites where the girls are making $2,500 an hour. They hate making porn. At least with prostitution, we get a dinner sometimes.
do you realize how attractive you're making prostitution sound? $2,500 an hour? Fuck, I think just about anybody would have to give pause to that statement. Gosh, I could make $2,500 for 1 hour of work. Even if it was work I hated, I think I would have to stop and seriously consider that. But the other thing is the sweeping blanket statement that they all hate making porn. You don't know that. You have absolutely no ability, knowledge, or right to speak on behalf of every single person. Not every person in porn hates making porn. That is absolutely absurd. And it's a blanket statement that, as Christopher Hitchens put it, that which can be asserted without evidence can also be dismissed without evidence.
Although prostitution is still horrible, the porn industry is the worst.
I have to seriously call into question this statement, because by your own admission on your website bio, you were already working as a prostitute in your late teenage years and entered the porn industry when you were 26. So I have a hard time thinking that this did not proceed from your existing career as a prostitute. Furthermore, if women consent to be prostitutes, then that's their business. But quite frankly, I personally know people in the porn industry that aren't forced to be prostitutes. So if, again, as I've said before, if one person or one group of people is capable of behaving in an ethical manner and doing business in an ethical manner, then the business itself is not inherently wrong.